And now waiting for the baby to come.
Yeah.
And I actually sat down and I looked around me and I thought, oh my God, I'm not moving. I'm not doing anything. You know, I'm not on the go. I'm not rushing in the morning here or meet this person or this has gone wrong.
Yeah.
And literally at that very moment, I was in a quiet room.
Yeah.
And that's when I felt like lost.
Yeah, that must have been a real shocker, because I know, like, when you're doing something for so long, you can literally be stuck in a rut, and the fact that you needed to have this baby but you were just sitting still, it was weird for you. And I'm sure a lot of you out there as well, you have that same thing going on where, you know, you're working or being a mother, and you can't do you, like, you can't literally like know how to look after yourself anymore because it's so foreign. So yeah, on to my next question. Do you and your husband practice the 5 love languages?
Okay, so I think in the whole 5 love languages thing, I probably took a few things from it. So we both love differently. We're both different. So I feel like my husband's a lot more loving than me. Not. But the thing is, he likes the affirmation. He likes the gestures. You know, and I'm more. Should I say through? Words of kindness. Showing love. So I think we both look at it. We both have different needs in that sense.
Yeah. So
we have spoken about like what we feel each other need or require.
Yeah.
In the relationship, and that was part of, and that's the thing. That was part where business got in the way of a lot of it, and it was difficult to kind of manage it and remember and say, oh, you know what? Look, I know my husband really likes this, and make sure that I do this. So it's very difficult, but you must make time. And that's the thing, I think everything's about time. You must make time for these, for all the things that are important to you in your life.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to say, oh my God, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But you just realise time is just going. So anything you don't make that time for that's important to you, or prioritising, which is what I was talking about in the beginning, will fade very quickly.
That's true. You definitely have to remember to nourish everything, especially as you said you've been married for 7 years, and and especially us that have been married or with our partners for a long time, you tend to forget to do all these little nuances of things that sustain the marriage and keep things going. So how do you and Tunde keep the spark in your marriage?
I'll be honest, I think the thing with Tunde, he's very spontaneous, and is someone that's very loving. And I'll be honest, I think that he does a lot more than I do in that aspect of things, like keeping the spark, reminding each other.
Yeah.
How we feel. He's like I said in the words of affirmation. He's very he'll say that how he feels. He's very open in that sense, and I think it helps a lot, especially when your partner's not like that. I'm more, I feel a way, but I might keep it to myself.
Yeah.
But he's very open in that sense, and helps me also be open.
Yeah, that's really good.
And also the counselling as well helps remind us as well about who we were and who we are, even despite the kids and business, and why we are still together, why we decided to get married. Sometimes you have to remind yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to
forget. Yeah, definitely.
Get carried away in just dating life. So things like still talking about going on holidays, still talking about going to dinner or doing just being silly together.
Yeah, and keeping that humour and the fun and
about everything. You start thinking about bills and this.
I know, it's stressful.
Exactly, and having banter.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, and acting like kids again. I mean, it helps.
Yeah.
It helps to de-stress. And even, you know, being loving and touchy towards one another. I'm not one of those people that are like quite touchy or holding hands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I have to work on it.
Yeah.
Because it's important. I feel like if that's what your partner needs to feel, you know, still loved and cared for, it's easy to say, well, I don't do that, or that's not my personality.
Yeah.
But if that's what your partner requires,
yeah,
you have to try and make it to do it.
Yeah, exactly. The same way I'm sure they will adapt to do the things that are your love languages, which is important. Yeah, so on to my last question. Time has run out, but I'm sure we can get you back. So what are the 5 things that you've learned about yourself, about marriage, you know, throughout being married? Because I'm sure like some of us, we don't assess, or maybe we do, we don't assess what we've learned throughout, you know, us being married. So what are 5 things that you have learned?
Well, first thing is I've learned about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing, when you are in a relationship, you can't block out who you are, because you do learn about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, you know how to manage things, what you realize you can't manage. You learn a lot about yourself when you're living with somebody else.
Yeah.
Having a life with somebody else. I've learned patience is very, very important in a marriage. Willingness as well. Willingness to make changes. Willingness to work on things is also very important. That's, how many have I said? 3, right? Another thing I've learned is being open is very, very important as well. Not allowing things to just kind of like build up.
Yeah.
Because it does a lot of damage that people don't realise.
Yeah, no,
because you start having resentment, there's a lot of tension. And I always say to people, don't go somewhere where you can't come back from.
Yeah,
don't
no,
allow
that's true.
things like that to, it's very hard to come back to where you were.
That's very true.
So the sooner you let it go, or be open about it, the sooner you can resolve that issue. Yeah. And then the final thing I'd say I've learned is don't be afraid to ask for help.
Oh, definitely. And a lot of people don't do that. Like a lot of people, you know, people in marriages, they don't go to counselling, they don't go to therapy, they don't even talk to you know, as simple as talking to elders of people who they can possibly get help from. But that is a definitely good one.
Yeah. What I've learned, what I've seen, especially in our the black community, is not just with relationships. Everybody likes to do this whole thing like, you know, my life's perfect, I'm okay, but you know, you're only hurting yourself. People like, you know, don't tell people that, keep it to yourself. Oh, this, that. Well, you're mentally gonna break down with it.
Exactly.
So it's be open. I'm not saying you should shout from the rooftops or do CNN, but you know, speak to people that you're close. Yeah, but it's true. Speak to those that are close. You know, you're closest with. Yeah. Get help, counselling. Yeah. You know, because we're human beings.
Exactly.
And I think that comes before any culture, any, you know, anything else, to be honest.
No, definitely. Well, Sola, thank you so much for coming on. It's been amazing. I'm sure you guys got so many gems. You know, Sola, she's a mum, a wife, I have to say serial entrepreneur now, because I know of the other businesses, I only knew of the 2. But thank you so much for coming on, guys. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, so every time I drop a video, you guys will be the first to know. Thank you so much for coming on, Sola. And we'll see you soon. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching.